Now it's time to break it.
Welcome back.
How the fuck are you guys going?
Oh my gosh. To another episode of the SplitScreeners podcast. This is Zach. This is Gavin.
Hi.
That's Aaron. I'm Nick. We're coming at you with a top 10 Batman movies of all time. We kind of took this in all different directions, this list. I know for me, I was trying to stay away from animated movies. The biggest thing that I think we all wanted to stick to was that Batman had to be a central theme in the movie. Mm-hmm. So we couldn't do like Suicide Squad, where maybe he had a minor role. Nothing like that. So Batman had to be a central part of the story. Of course, we're doing this because at least Zach and I have seen the new movie that just came out this Thursday. If you want to hear our reactions to that, check out our movie episode this week. It'll be on there. I'm sure that we will have a long discussion about that as we do all movies.
I've got some notes.
So, check that out.
It didn't make my top 10.
Shocker. But let's hop into number 10 and let's start with Gavin.
Switching it up.
Yeah, we're going in reverse order.
Woo!
Justice League. Why?
You made your list.
Yeah, but at 10.
Didn't make mine.
Didn't make mine.
It literally makes my line.
Didn't even make Zach's list.
Look. This is for the best Batman movies,
It's on the table.
and I haven't seen a single other Batman movie tackle him having to walk every fucking where.
It's true. That was probably the funniest scene in that movie.
That was
And that's the only reason it's on my list.
All right. Nick,
Number 10 for me, sticking with that theme, Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice. I didn't want to put this on my list. I really didn't. But as I said, I was trying to steer away from animated Batman films. I was trying to go more live action. I needed a number 10, so this made it. I do not like Ben Affleck as Batman. Probably my least enjoyable Batman.
This is a terrible movie.
Actually, scratch that. He is my least enjoyable Batman of all
Yeah,
time.
by far.
Worst.
That's right, Affleck. We called you out. You're a terrible
Look,
Batman.
I'm not calling out it. I'm calling Affleck out for Batman. I love the other work Affleck's done.
Yeah.
The Town, Good Will Hunting. Ben Affleck has
Daredevil.
Gone Girl.
Night at the museum.
I want to say,
I really did enjoy you a night at the museum.
had he been
did
given
really good.
like a character,
Yeah, he was the main character.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great job. You nailed it.
I feel like had he gotten an actual character arc and like actual solo movie and build up to Justice League, it would have gone better. But with them trying to catch up with Marvel, they shoehorned a lot of stuff and didn't explain a lot of stuff, and he just kind of got dropped in near the end of his career.
This does make my list because me and my rival once solved all our issues because our moms had the same name, so it really
makes
touched
sense.
home for me.
Yeah.
So, Aaron, number 10.
I feel like I interrupted you.
Number
saying
10.
that.
Batman and the Mask of the Phantasm. Old 90s animated movie.
Oh, that one's already on my list. Don't worry.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that's all I got to say. I needed a number 10, and it was not going to be Batman versus Superman.
Zach, number 10.
Just saying. Let me go back there.
Oh my gosh.
Number 10 will be BVS.
Gross.
I actually do like elements of this film.
Samesies.
There is
Credits are good.
one of the best and most brutal Batman fights in, and I'm not talking about him versus Superman. I'm talking about the warehouse fight. That was
Okay.
one of the most brutal and awesomely choreographed Batman fights I've ever seen. And I don't care what anyone thinks, it's one of my favorites.
Mhm.
But it doesn't make the whole movie good.
No, doesn't even make it good.
Oh.
Number 9, Gavin.
Scooby-Doo and Batman, the brave and the bold.
Well, when you say it out loud,
What'd
like
he
that,
do?
it's pretty good. Good choice. Number 9.
Number 9 for me, Batman Begins. I liked the other two Dark Knight movies. I just did not enjoy this one.
Samesies.
Oh, really? Hell yeah.
I like this movie, but it's the weakest.
It's so boring for me to slug through, and I've tried to watch. I mean, I've seen it all the way through probably 3 times, but I've tried to watch it a couple more times. That it's just so hard for me to get through. I get so bored by this movie. So,
It's fair.
Zach, number 9.
Number 9 for me would be the Zack Snyder's Justice League. I think he got a lot more development past BVS in this one, and got to do a little bit more in this film. And I liked his dynamic with the rest of the Justice League. But definitely not one of the best Batman-centered films.
Kevin, number 8.
Batman Returns. I like the movie. It's a good movie.
Look, I'll be honest. I remember. I haven't watched it in a long time,
I haven't watched some of the 80s and 90s Batman.
and I'm pretty sure Batman Returns is the one with Catwoman and Penguin, and I love the Penguin in it. And I really
Danny DeVito.
Danny DeVito Penguin, and that's what I really remember, and that's why it's there. 'Cause-
Number 8 for me is Batman 1989. This is Michael Keaton's first Batman, and while I do enjoy Keaton as Batman, I just didn't enjoy this one as much as the other ones that came out after this one. That made it higher on this list. I do love Jack Nicholson as the Joker. Billy D. Williams in this movie. They have Vicky Vale.
Have you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight?
But my other 7 I just like more. Number 8, Aaron.
Batman Forever.
Nice.
Anything?
I was like, guys, you're kind of the same. Like, I haven't watched this in such a long
I
fucking
haven't watched
time.
this one in a long time. I mean, it's a fun movie. It's got
Jim
Jim
Carrey.
Carrey. We've got Two-Face. Two great actors.
I feel like
Hamming it up.
this one came out after Natural Born Killers, right?
1995, yeah, a year later. Or he probably filmed these back to back.
Which would explain his
His persona.
his persona
Yeah.
in both movies. being
Yeah, it's
almost
the same
exactly
performance,
yeah.
basically.
Getting kind of crazy and stuff. Like,
Yeah. I don't have a lot to say about it. It's a fun movie. I like it a lot, but
Val Kilmer
it's
is
cheesy. Yeah.
fun. Do not like Val Kilmer as Batman. I'm sorry.
I mean, he was the worst Batman before Ben Affleck took the stage.
Oh my god.
Zach,
Number 8.
First animated Batman on my list is going to be Batman: The Dark Knight Returns Part 1. This is where they got a lot of the ideas for BVS from,
oh, so
but they did it better. And this is based off of Frank Miller's graphic novel of the same name.
okay.
Fabulous stories.
So it's probably good.
A lot of iconic images and lines from this movie. If you haven't had a chance to see it, I would recommend you see this movie. If you're
Yeah, I need to
fan.
watch more of the animated Batmans. For sure.
Yeah, I've skipped all the ones that have come out in the last few years.
There are so many.
Yeah,
There's a lot of skippable ones, but there's a lot of also
It's
good
hard to
ones.
even figure out what to watch.
Gavin, number 7.
Batman Forever. Don't remember tons of it.
But the Riddler is fun.
The Riddler is fun. It's a fun, ham-fisted,
Yeah.
cheesy movie.
Yeah,
It's
Val
good.
Kilmer sucks
So
as
cheese.
Batman. I totally agree.
Yes, he
But
does.
I really did like. Why can't I remember his name?
Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey as the Riddler.
Yeah.
I thought he did very good with the character. The character's already super hammy, so being able to just crank that up, I think, did a better
To Jim
representation than some.
Carrey, it, basically.
Yeah.
Number 7 for me, Batman Returns. We just talked about this with Gavin. Again, as far as the earlier Batmans go, Keaton is my least favorite early Batman. I think it goes Keaton, Kilmer, and then George Clooney. We'll get into that a little bit later.
It's alright.
We also have Michelle Pfeiffer in this movie.
Yeah.
She used to be my favorite Catwoman.
And I
She's
do
still my favorite Catwoman.
She's number 2.
realistically the 89 to like 94 range, 95 range. I rank these more off of the villains than I do I think anything else.
Oh, yeah.
So Joker is my
definitely
least
see that.
favorite villain. That's why 89 ranks so low, and then Penguin would be my second least favorite villain. So that's why Returns is next, and we'll get into the other 2 that came out after that later. But number 7, Aaron.
Number 7 is Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
The best of the Schumacher.
A
era.
lot of great one-liners from Doctor.
What kills the dinosaurs?
Arnold in this movie is
The Ice
phenomenal.
Age.
Uma Thurman.
The bat nipples were on point.
Yep.
So chilly.
The bat credit card. I
No.
mean, this movie's just full of.
That was a low point.
Plus, who plays Robin? John O'Connell? Something
Chris O'Connell.
Chris O'Connell.
Yeah, there you go.
I actually liked him quite a bit.
I think it's Alicia.
Alicia Silverstone
Yeah.
plays
I
Batgirl.
think that was my first live action. Nope. Other than Kimberly, movie crush would be
Yep.
Batgirl in that movie.
And then Uma Thurman is Poison Ivy.
Plus the really cool Bane with all the tubes sticking out of his body.
Yeah, that was dumb. But
That was dumb.
Arnold made this movie.
Oh, 100%.
Oh yeah.
Like, take him out of this, and this would be the worst
He
Batman movie.
he does add like a certain like emotional element to this movie that's mostly just crappy hand-fisted comedy.
Yeah, but it
But when he
was so-
cries
Yeah.
and the tear turns to
Turns to-
ice,
Oh,
you felt that shit.
you felt that
That's
shit.
why
in your
that's-
heart.
That's why that's the best Schumacher Batman.
Yeah.
Number 7, Zach.
Batman Mask of the Phantasm. Growing up in the 90s, the Batman animated series was one of my favorite cartoons of all
Yeah.
time. Behind X-Men, behind Spider-Man,
Gargoyles.
and Gargoyles.
And a few others were
And
not
a few
thinking
others,
of.
yeah. Mighty Ducks was really good too.
Oh,
Um,
God. Where they were aliens, or...
You know, yeah, I loved it. Street Sharks.
Darkwing Duck.
Awesome!
But Mask of the Phantasm, such a fabulous story.
Yeah, this is one I'm going to have to check out if I made both your
Yeah.
lists.
Yeah, I liked this movie.
There's two that are based on that
I
universe.
haven't seen it in so long.
Or no, there's three, but these are the two that made my list. Or this one definitely is the best out of the two that I watched all the time back then. There was another one called Batman and Sub-Zero, which was really good as well,
Yeah.
but wasn't as good as
No.
Phantasm.
Yeah, I forgot about that one.
That's my
Phantasm was better.
almost made my list.
Gavin, number 6.
The Lego Batman movie.
Because I wasn't going animated, I left this one off my list, but it is so good.
This is a really
It's a
good
great movie.
I've only seen it once,
Never seen it.
but it is a lot of fun.
It's hilarious.
Funny. I really like getting different takes on the heroes, just in general. Because I feel like Batman has, like, we start with like Adam West Batman. There's just such a range between what Batman is, and being able to see kind of like the goofier side, or everything else is nice. The darker side that DC tends to do.
Well, we had some great voice actors in this.
Oh yeah.
Channing Tatum,
Oh,
Will
yeah.
Arnett, Michael Cera, Zach
Yeah.
Galifianakis,
Will Arnett.
Ralph Fiennes.
Will
Yeah,
Arnett
I
was
love this
Batman.
movie.
Yeah, Will Arnett was great as Batman.
Yeah,
Like, I thought this
Superman
movie was...
wasn't it?
I thought this movie was going to be so dumb. And
Those
then-
Lego movies, I'm surprised.
Then
Where
I
have
saw
they
it
been?
was good.
Where'd
So-
they go?
There was Lego Movie 1, and then
Yeah.
there was the
Two.
Batman movie, and then there was Lego Movie 2, and then somewhere in there was Lego Movie Ninjago.
Ninjago.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
I didn't see that one. I haven't seen I've only really seen the Lego Movie. That one was, well, everything's awesome.
Yeah.
Everything is awesome. Yeah, they're really good. I like them. Nick?
Number 6 for me, and this might be a shock for some people, is The Dark Knight. This, in my opinion, is the most overrated superhero movie of all time. People claim that it's one of the best superhero movies of all time, which is wild to me. I think I do enjoy this movie for what it is. I don't think that there's anything in here that is groundbreaking or is better than anything I've seen Marvel put out in the last 14 years. But I enjoy it. I mean, as part of the Dark Knight trilogy, I think it's good. And I do like
Heath
Ledger's take on the Joker. But I'm not a huge Christian Bale fan, as I found out with this Dark Knight trilogy. But, yeah, I don't like this one as much as I like a lot of other movies. This is Aaron, number 6.
Batman 89. Good fucking movie. I love Jack Nicholson in this. I think he was the only villain. It's been forever since I've watched it.
Billy D. Williams was Two-Face in this movie.
Oh, he was Harvey Dent. He never became
No.
Oh,
Two-Face.
okay.
Yeah, I don't think there... Was there another villain?
In what?
No.
So it was just Joker and his
Yeah.
crew.
So
Okay.
Billy Dean Williams played Harvey Dent
Yep.
for this one and Returns, and then he got recasted as Tommy Lee
Tommy Lee
Jones
Jones.
for
Yeah, I remember
Schumacher.
that.
This one.
Yep, that's how that went. That's right. But yeah, good, fun movie. reminded me a lot of the old classic Batman, but a little darker, obviously. Not as good as Adam West.
Nope. Damn straight.
But it was good. We'll get to some of my other stuff.
Number 6,
Zach.
So this is one that a lot of elements made it into the newest the Batman film with Robert Pattinson. This is Batman Year One. It's another animated movie, and it kind of goes over Bruce Wayne's first year after all his training, coming back to Gotham, fighting the crime bosses, and trying to just get a foothold into what he's doing as a Batman. And there's a lot of like diary type narratives in this movie, kind of like what will happen in newest released live action Batman. And just love this movie. It's another one that's based off a great graphic novel. Watch this one, please.
Haven't seen it.
Gavin, number 5.
The Dark Knight. I really like the movie. I really like the Joker. It was the first really memorable Batman movie for me at the time. So I like it for that reason. But you know, it's good. I don't think I was like.
It's what it do,
It's
Scooby.
good.
I was like, it more or less killed Heath Ledger, so that's cool. But it's not. Bastards.
There's a lot of things that went factored in that.
Oh, a lot of things.
Oh, right.
But I don't think. Anyways.
Number 5 for me, Batman Forever. As I said, the villains are my favorite part of these older Batman movies, and I absolutely love Jim Carrey as the Riddler. It is so iconic, and as far as those old movies go, probably outside of Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze, this is the most memorable one. When I think of Batman villains from that time period, Jim Carrey as the Riddler always pops up in my head. Not great. None of those late 80s, early 90s Batmans were fantastic movies by any means, but enjoyable for what they were.
I mean, as comic book movies, they were really good.
I mean, they did a great job.
In the dark ages of comic book movies.
They did a great job of capturing this neo gothic type Gotham. Like the Schumacher movies had like these over the top statues and architecture that you just don't see in Batman movies anymore. Kind of cool.
Number 5, Aaron.
The Dark Knight Rises. I don't have a big issue with Christian Bale. It's not my favorite Batman, but I thought he did a pretty good job. And I really like Bane. Tom Hardy killed it, even with his silly voice.
He had to go through and redub his voice lines.
His voice, like the first time I heard it, I just laughed. But it's grown on me now. I actually kind of like it and see what he was going with it.
Having a bunch of straws in his mouth.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yes.
Oh.
But it worked, and it's a fun movie.
Now you have a hurricane lie.
Number 5, Zach.
Batman Begins. As a kid, it was really cool seeing an actual origin story for Batman, seeing him go through his training with the League of Shadows, and seeing Liam Neeson, who is one of my favorite actors of all time, playing Ra's al Ghul, and just all like the kind of like, I don't know, dramatic themes that are like present in that film. Just really cool, and I like Christian Bale a lot as Batman. I think currently he is my number 1, and we'll see how long that lasts. I think I need a few more sequels before I decide or move him up or down the list. Well, down, but yeah.
Gavin, number 4.
Batman 1966. Adam West.
Burt Ward.
Was that Burt Ward?
No, Burt Ward plays Robin.
Oh, right. Sorry. I was like, no, the Soros. Bat shark.
I thought it was Adam West.
So I was like, I don't know. I fuck shit up all the time. So I was like, I don't know, man.
I made a bat shark repellent, Robin.
Yes.
God, so good.
Love that movie.
Like one of 2 scenes that like stuck with me.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that just
When
means
he's
we need to
running on
watch
the
it
dock with the bomb.
Oh, alright, so it's 3.
And the riddles and
man.
I was thinking the riddle, like the Robin and the tree one or whatever.
a ballpoint banana. Precisely right.
A canary with a machine gun.
Why haven't we watched this recently?
It's been a while.
But yeah, it's my number 4 there. It's real good.
Nick, number 4 for me, Dark Knight Rises. This is my favorite Christian Bale Batman movie. I know that you guys were just laughing about number 4 for you.
Yeah.
Nice. I know you guys were just talking shit about Tom Hardy, but I loved his portrayal of Bane. The first time I watched this movie, I was so into it. It was so.
Yeah, he did a good job.
Yeah.
And you were talking about the fight scene that you really liked in BVS. This was my favorite fight scene, I think, in a Batman movie. His fight when he's down in the sewer with Bane is so brutal, and you really think at the end of it that, Bane has just crushed his spirit.
Broke the bat.
Yeah.
That would have to go to my top 3 fights. For sure.
Number 4, Aaron.
Lego Batman. Really love this movie. It's super funny. Again, like I said, I thought I was going to hate it. Watched it with my kid, and I'm just cracking up through the whole thing with his song and his dead parents jokes. And it's just a fun fucking movie that I did not expect them to allow to use the property in the ways they did. So you should watch it, Zach.
Lego has a lot of fucking money.
They did, and they used it well.
I think they still
This movie's
do.
hilarious.
Anything on Rises before we get to Gavin's number 3?
I like this movie, definitely not as much as Dark Knight. I do like Tom Hardy's portrayal as Bane, best live-action Bane by far.
By far.
By far.
What? You don't like the luchadora?
No competition at all, honestly. I liked Anne Hathaway as Selena Kyle. She did a great job as Catwoman. My only problem with the Nolan films is they really try to lean as far into realistic as possible, where it did kind of like water down some of the characters like Batman and Catwoman. They did kind of dabble with a little bit of the far-fetched in some of the characters, but the way they did it kind of watered down some of the characters. All right, Gavin.
Gavin, number 3.
Batman Killing Joke.
It's a good comic.
I love that movie too. I just couldn't get past the awkward sex scene.
I really don't remember it.
With the commissioner's daughter.
It must not
I
have
was
been
like,
a turtle
did
penis.
they animate that?
Yep.
Okay. I haven't watched it. I know the comic.
I legit don't remember that.
Me and Steph actually went and saw this in theaters, and I'm like, I do not remember this in the comic.
Oh, it's there.
I know it's there. It just,
It's blocked.
But I really liked it. It's super dark.
it is
Yeah.
really dark. It's rated R, actually.
Yeah, I know. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's a very dark arc.
It was. I didn't know where to put it because I really liked the movie, and I remember fairly well. But I don't remember that shit at all. But I also black out sex scenes 90% of the time. They're usually just awkward to watch.
Yeah. Number 3 for me is The Batman. This is the one that we just went and saw. Just came out this Thursday. If you want a full breakdown on this, watch our movie episode that's going to be coming out later this week. My biggest thing about this is I really love this angle that they took. Instead of being a typical Batman movie, it's more like a psychological thriller kind of movie. Like, you don't know what's going to happen next.
Yeah.
And it's just you're seeing through Batman's eyes as he's trying to figure stuff out and trying to stop what's about to happen. And it is 3 hours, but it's so much fun the whole way through. Like, I was so into it the whole movie. So, number 3 for me.
I haven't seen that yet, or else it'd probably be on my list.
Yeah.
But
I definitely
hopefully
saw
this
that.
week. Number 3 for me, The Dark Knight. I agree, this movie is overrated, but it's still a really good movie. And Heath Ledger is the best Joker.
Oh, by far.
Hands down, by far. And I'm not a big Joker fan, outside of Mark Hamill. But Heath Ledger blew it out of the water.
Well, and you really like...
I do like Jack Nicholson.
No.
Don't you say it.
Yeah, Jared Leto.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Cesar Romero.
That's what I thought too.
No. Jared Leto.
All right, never mind. I hate the Joker. Yeah. Yeah, that movie did not make my list. But yeah, Dark Knight, good fun movie. Mainly due to Heath Ledger's performance.
Yeah, honestly.
He carried that
Wow.
film.
Oh, he did. That, like, when I watched it, even though it's a Batman movie, I was like really more interested in what the Joker was doing.
That's kind of how
Yeah.
I'm realizing all of my Batman movies really go. It's based off the villains.
Yeah.
Looking at it now.
I was like, Batman's the same. Batman's been Batman. Like, he's been the same base Batman. Like, not.
There's an argument for this newest movie.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's fair, but
Yeah,
villains.
villains dictate mine. That'll be clear in my number one pick for me.
Because honestly, a lot of the movies, like most superhero movies, usually you remember the villain. Honestly, there are a few superhero movies I think I don't remember the villain very well. Like Thor Ragnarok, I remember like Thor and trying to like stop the apocalypse, and I remember that, but I don't remember who the main villain was.
Hella.
No, okay.
She was hella cute.
Yeah, but I didn't think she was that great of a villain.
No, I don't think that she was.
Marvel's more memorable for the spectacle and
The heroes.
the heroes.
The characters.
Thanos.
I was like, they're good at that. DC, I've noticed, is more dependent on their villains.
Yeah.
Like Harley Quinn, like, I like the DC's villains a lot. King Shark and all of those, especially in the animation.
Number 3, Zach.
This is a movie that probably be in my top 3 VHSs I wore out constantly. And I have a few copies of this one, and it's Batman '89. Joker is one of my favorite villains. I tend to go for the more crazy, insane villains like Joker, Carnage. Throw Venom in there, but he's not as crazy. But Harley Quinn is up there. Jack Nicholson, I thought blew this out of the park. I love Keaton. This is a movie that came out when Michael Keaton was mostly known for rom-coms and comedies. And blew everyone's expectations out of the water for how he could handle a serious role like this. Like, there's one scene where he's answers the door, and Jack Nicholson's Joker is there at like his girlfriend's house, and he just kind of freaks out, and then you think he gets shot. And such a great actor.
Glad he's back.
Best of his movies, and yeah, I am excited to see what he does in Flashpoint.
Yeah, I hope it's
And
good.
Batgirl, which will be HBO Max, I think, next year. But yeah, back to
Kevin?
you.
Number 2.
The Dark Knight Rises for Bane, almost entirely.
Yeah.
I'm mostly Bane.
Yeah.
The fight scenes are cool.
Yeah, the fight scenes are great.
That said, when I first saw it, I thought Bane's voice was fucking awful.
Yeah.
I remember just being real like, what the fuck?
I laughed
Yeah.
several times.
Yeah. But like, honestly,
But going
it
back.
grows on
Yeah,
you a
it
little
does.
bit. And honestly, I can't imagine him managing the weird kind of threatening he got with a deeper voice. Like,
Yeah, if he just
like,
went like a
Venom voice.
stereotypical, deep, intimidating voice.
Like if he used like his Venom voice,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he would have been as good.
Wouldn't have been as memorable, that's for sure.
I feel like that movie would have been higher on my list had the plot been a little bit more streamlined and tightened up a little bit.
Yeah, it needed
There's a
that
few
for
plot
sure.
holes I'm kind of just like,
Yeah.
Number 2 for me, Batman 1966.
You do go for comedy.
Hell yeah.
Great fucking movie.
First of all, this is the only Batman movie where you get to see basically all of his villains at the same time, and Batman trying to fight all of his villains at the same time, which is a cool concept.
Yeah.
Also, if you've watched any of our past episodes, you know that I'm more in the lighthearted, not as dark movies. I'm surprised that the Batman is this high on my list, because usually that's not the movies that I gravitate towards. I like kind of silly and funny, and that's exactly what Adam West and the rest of those characters brought. This doesn't really have an effect on nowadays movies. You don't see, but I think what it did do is it showed that you can have these serious roles and still have, goofy parts in it, and I think that you see that a lot. I'm not saying that Marvel has taken anything from Batman 1966, but I think that because of movies like that, they know that it's okay that, you can have a superhero movie be serious and funny, which I love, and that's why I love Marvel movies so much.
And a little cheesy.
Yeah, and that's okay. And this is probably the only Batman movie. The top two are the only two Batman movies I've seen probably more than 10 times in my entire life. So.
Great fucking movie. I love this film. Just laugh through the whole thing.
Yeah.
Start to finish.
It is quintessential camp.
And Adam West is just phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
I love Adam
He
West.
is a great character actor. And the camp and cheese is just so over the top.
Yeah.
This couldn't have happened in today's.
Oh, no,
And-
absolutely
and-
not.
And they managed to deliver the lines with such a fucking straight.
Yes.
Like they are amazing. They're able to
Yeah.
give those lines like perfectly. Because I don't know if I can
hand me the bat sharp repellent Robin. And when they're solving the riddles, that's one of my favorite scenes.
To swallow a machine gun. Exactly right.
Exactly right, Robin.
It was like the first instance of a good superhero movie.
So fucking good. But yeah, so that made my number 2.
Number 2, Zach.
So these next two, I'm on the fence on the exact order. It might change, it might not.
Depending on his mood.
Not depend on my mood. Depend on more like, I hate saying analytical thinking, but I think that's what this is gonna kind of take. Because I'm just gonna say it. My number 2 is the Batman that just came out this last Thursday. Robert Pattinson, though I knew was a great actor from previous movies I've watched him in, not counting Twilight. He did a phenomenal job portraying this version of Batman. Where we'll get into more details on another
Yes,
episode.
check out our movie episode where we break this movie down a lot more.
No spoilers.
But damn, is he good in this movie? Damn good Batman.
And Paul Dano, who outside of like Little Miss Sunshine, I don't really enjoy. I haven't really enjoyed a lot of things that he's been in. He is so fucking good as the Riddler, man.
If you want to see my 2 reactions to this movie, find me on TikTok, Film Beast. There's my shameless plug.
Shameless plug.
Gavin, number 1.
Batman and Robin.
Batman and Robin.
Fuck yeah!
Hell yeah.
It is great.
Are you talking about Batman versus Robin or
No.
Batman and Robin?
Batman and Robin.
It's so fucking cheesy.
BVR.
I love it.
Yeah, just like with the 1966 Batman, this movie is the perfect mix of, well, okay, not like the 1966
No,
Batman.
it's a different kind.
But it has decent amount of action with the right amount of comedy in it.
Mm-hmm.
Arnold Schwarzenegger might be a top 3 actor when we do that
It's
list,
gonna be a tough list, but yeah.
of all time.
He's
And
so-
he is so good as Mr. Freeze. He's so much fun in this movie, and my favorite villain of any Batman movie. That's why it made number 1 for me.
Well, good fucking choice.
Yeah, I'll take
I
number 1
love
because
it.
I love it. Just
It's a fun movie.
one-liners. I also really like Schwarzenegger movies.
Yeah.
I was like, especially like
Yeah, if he
the
wasn't in
weird
this,
ones.
it probably wouldn't be in my top.
No,
list.
I don't think it would be as good.
This would probably make a top 10 Arnold Schwarzenegger movie list for me. For sure.
That'll be tough.
That will
We'll
be-
get to that one.
That will be very tough.
Because we will have to break him down. All right.
Number 1,
Number
Aaron.
1 for me, going back with villains leading a film, Batman versus Superman. What better villain?
Wait, what?
Who?
I'm actually confused.
Who?
The movie itself
Oh!
is the villain.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a raid boss.
You as the audience are the victim.
That's
the
true.
movie is the villain.
That's true.
And you need a hero to save you. Unfortunately, Ben
I
Affleck
should
does
have
not
brought that poster
deliver.
out. I almost broke that poster out. Put it right behind him.
Oh, I'd edit that shit out.
Yeah, you would have. I had the BVS poster where they're staring each other down, and I was also gonna bring out the Justice League poster.
Anyways, my number 1 is Batman Returns. This was a movie I saw as a kid when I first was getting into Batman, so it was just really cool. It was dark and gritty. I love Danny DeVito's
Yeah.
Penguin.
It's so
loved
good.
Catwoman. So the villains really ran the show for me. And Batman was awesome. Just a fun, good Batman movie.
Zach, you're ending us off. Number 1, I think we all know what it is.
Number 1 is a movie that I saw 5 times before its official release.
Wonder what this is.
15 times in theaters total. The Dark Knight, as I said earlier, Joker is one of my favorite villains of all time. I gravitate towards the crazy ones. I don't know if I have an issue or something I need to go.
Is that why you
look
really
at.
love Jared Leto?
I hate Jared.
He's the craziest.
He
of
is
them.
so crazy.
I'm not the biggest fan of Cesar Romero, but I would put Cesar Romero above Jared Leto.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you so
We
much.
get a quick glimpse of somebody else in a movie that I would actually put above Jared Leto. Nick knows what I'm talking about.
True.
Let's see here. Dark Knight, like you guys mentioned earlier, Heath Ledger carries this film.
Oh, 100%.
Christian Bale's Batman's pretty fucking whiny in this movie, but
Yeah.
a lot of his best memes and lines come from this film itself.
Where is she?
And I laughed so hard.
Oh,
man. I almost spit my drink out when he did that.
Yeah, it's
I'm just taking
Iconic.
a sip.
Where is
it's still iconic. I still
Yeah.
hear that joke.
I'll say it every once in a while too. I mean,
I do
too. For the Nolan verse movies, this is Batman at his prime. He's peak physical prowess. He's not broken down like he's in Rises. Just great movie, and there's beautiful cinematography in this one, just like the Batman. But as of right now, this is my favorite Batman film.
Would it have been better if they'd had a Harley Quinn?
Yeah.
Should they have introduced her with Heath Ledger's
No.
Joker?
Nope. Had he survived, I would hope that he'd make it into Rises, and maybe a Harley Quinn comes in there.
Yeah, I guess his character survived.
Yeah, he's in the Dark Knight Rises novelization. He does make a cameo in the prison during Bane.
That could
releasing
have gone
prisoners.
to good places.
Yeah,
Then we might not have had Bane.
true.
We would have still had Bane. That was his plan. Like if Nolan hadn't killed Bale's Batman off at the end of the movie, Riddler would have been the next villain.
Was it still gonna be Jim Carrey?
That was Frankie Muniz.
Fuck
Oh,
yeah!
fuck yeah.
Would have been good, but alas.
Obviously, we did this because the new Batman movie just came out this
And
week.
algorithms.
Yeah. Like we have said a couple times, if you want our full breakdown on that, first of all, check out Zach's TikTok account where he's done a couple reviews on this movie. He's seen it twice already. Pay attention to our movie episode that's coming out this week. I'm sure that we will have a good breakdown on that. Please leave a comment on what your favorite Batman movie is of all time. If it's something that we haven't watched, I will definitely check it out. I'm
I've
sure.
seen a lot of the animated ones.
Yeah, I would love to check out some new animated properties.
Yeah, I
and
need
stuff,
to.
So,
So it's a little intimidating saying like
Ne-
30.
Netflix has a lot of them. I think.
Yeah.
And so does HBO Max.
like all YouTubers say, like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed this content.
Hit that bell.
We are cranking out content at this point. I mean,
Oh yeah.
I watch a lot of YouTubers. I don't know a whole lot of YouTubers that are uploading 5 to 6 episodes a week, but we are uploading 5 to 6 episodes a week. So stay tuned. We're gonna keep uploading episodes.
We've been recording for about 10 hours now.
Yeah, and we still have a few episodes to go. So,
Fuck yeah.
thank you guys so much for watching. As always, we will see you in the next episode.
We'll see you on the flip side.